Hi, Vatsal.
Hi,
Welcome to this Edno podcast,
thank you.
the rankers of Ednovate. I'm very pleased to have you here. Um, from being interested in physics and astronomy to scoring a rank in Inter CA, how is the feeling?
It's great. Getting a rank is really a great achievement and I'm proud of it. I am still interested in physics and astronomy, but I figured the type of work in chartered accountancy suits my personality and my style. But I still like diving deep into the questions of physics and looking at stars.
That's awesome. So, how does it feel like when Chandrayaan 3 was being launched very recently? Is it, and it's a very, very proud moment of India because we were not able to launch it successfully, but this time, yes. So, how is the feeling being very interested in that particular field?
It's a great achievement for India because we are one of the few nations who have been able to do it at this budget. So I'm really proud of it.
Budget which is even lesser than a Bollywood movie.
Yeah, that's
500, 600 crores. I think it is 615 crores that we kind of launched.
yeah. So that's amazing feat.
So great. So there's a lot of learnings from this particular thing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to understand, though you did mention that you are still interested in physics and astronomy, but instead of choosing something very nearer to those fields, you prefer choosing chartered accountancy as a professional pursuit. So, is there something which goaded you to do that, or I mean, why did you pursue CA? I
always like to work independently and I like to take my own decisions. And that's the type of work involved in chartered accountancy. And I have always been interested in entrepreneurship and I really want to do something for my country. So, chartered accountants are also one of the most important pillars for the economic growth of the country. So, that's what motivated me to continue CA.
Okay, and I think Mr. Modi would also resonate with this because he is of the opinion that a signature of chartered accountant is more powerful than a signature of he himself, who is the Prime Minister of India.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that makes you make a very valid and a relevant point that I think maybe made you to do this particular course. I know, Vatsul, you have consistently scored pretty well in your exams. You have been a very bright student. I mean, is there something which you do very, very differently from peers around you that made you being so consistent in either in 10th, 12th, be it foundation, be it inter? And of course, I'm looking forward to the final as well. So I have always been a consistent student. I always study consistently throughout the year with dedication, and that's what really helps me. So I like to plan my studies and I study as per the plan each day. And that's what makes me focused and motivated. So it's helpful and it's easy to score consistently that way. I think you are the right choice for to start opting to do chartered accountancy because I think what you just spoke about are also things which a good chartered accountant may follow in his or her career. And one of the important things being sticking to the plan. First of all, making a plan, sticking to the plan and structured approach. So I think you spoke about all those points. Uh, I also know, Vatsal, when we were formally discussing about this, that you loved watching English documentaries, and I think that's where you also have got your accent from, right? Being a Gujarati, it's very difficult to have that accent. So just talk a little bit about that, how you kind of moved towards and have inclination for that particular thing, and what made you like started watching those, because I'm sure like in a typical Indian families documentaries are far away, right? So yeah, that's true. I have been watching English documentaries and a lot of English language media content since I was in school. So that really improved my English and my ability to speak English fluently. And it's really interesting because I really like those movies and web series. Which is the best one for you? I mean, which you really like or which left a lasting impression on you? Pursuit of Happiness is a movie which I really like and I really enjoyed watching it. What role did Ednovate played in you securing a rank? I mean, just talk holistically about what all things which you like uh, as being part of this particular platform.
So Ednovate is a great institution for anybody who wants to pursue chartered accountancy. They emphasize on writing practice since day one, which is really important for anyone who wants to crack these exams. And they have exhaustive study material. They have doubt solving sessions. They have a lot of experienced faculties and amazing contacts which you can make here. So I think that really allowed me to secure a rank.
That's great. Good to know that we are you're appreciating us for whatever work we have done. And when it comes from you all, like our students whom we call as innovators, I think it's a very satisfying feeling for us that we have done our work well.
Yeah.
So, what one advice would you like to give to CA aspirants in terms of how they should be scheduling their study plan? How many subjects should they be studying? So, I think I'll keep these two questions and then I'll come to exam anxiety a little later. But primarily these two, how would you kind of want to advise them what they should be doing?
In order to crack these competitive exams, there is a need to plan the entire studies. So it should be planned in a way it's for everyone, so they can plan it accordingly, according to themselves. And they should try to achieve their daily plan and not get distracted too much from social media. And that's how they can plan it.
Also, you raised a very valid point. Not distracted by social media, and that is something which is the pain point I think of today's generation, and especially your generation, where though even if a student is very good, you kind of spend couple of hours on social media, which is loss of productive time when you are pursuing a course like CA, wherein every hours matter, right? So, just wanted to know. I know you have mentors in Ednovate who always, and even professors. One advice which all these people give you, I know what advice they used to give you because I was also part of it. But one advice which they used to give you or ask you to do to be away from social media.
They always ask me to use my time efficiently and to try to stay away from social media as much as I can. And I did that as much as I could. So that's how it should be done.
Got it. So, I think what I could gather from you is Anshul ma'am, who was also your mentor,
Yeah.
right? I think she is the one, and I who kind of always agree. And she's very, very particular. And when she's physically available for classes, she used to tell, take out your phones, everyone, uninstall FB, uninstall Insta. This is just ruining your life, and it is not doing any good to you guys, right?
Yeah.
And you don't even have content to post, first of all. And what will you post? You're not even an influencer. You don't have your professional life, right? And still you're wasting time on that. And getting depressed and anxious after looking at those posts, right? Oh, my friend has gone to travel to Europe. Oh, my friend. So even do you also feel anxious about all those things or feel a little depressed seeing those pictures because you have studied longer hours, right? And if yes, how do you kind of able to come out of it?
Well, I did use social media even when I was studying, but my use was controlled, so I didn't go off the rails. So it didn't really bother me because I didn't really take it too seriously. So I didn't really get depressed or I didn't get anxious. So that's the key. You should always have it under control and focus on your studies is the first thing you should focus on.
Yeah, I think you have the clarity of thought, Vatsal, and I think that's why you have scored a rank and others have not, right? And I think that is also because of the clarity of thought which you had.
Yeah.
But I believe not all have that. And for those people, they don't understand. So you said you have a restrictive time frame. So you have to use it for 15 minutes just to know what's happening in the world or just to get in touch with your friends, just to be relieved. But there are people who just couldn't demarcate those lines, right? And that's where it becomes very difficult because those 15 minutes converts into 30 minutes to 1 hour. And after that 1 hour, which you have lost, 30 minutes to 40 minutes, another goes in kind of just getting out of that social media zone. And a lot of times it happens to me as well. But then I have nothing to lose. I'm a CACS lawyer. Right. I have multiple degrees. I've lived my life. But I still, like, as you said, as a conscious mind, I feel that it is waste of my productive time. So, I mean, what advice do you want to give? Do they uninstall? If they're not able to kind of get into their head that they have to put those restrictions in?
One should always question their purpose in life. If they know why they are doing a particular course and their why is very clear, then they will have that inspiration, that motivation to keep going, and distractions won't be a problem anymore. So you need to have a purpose why you are doing this course, why chartered accountancy, why does it appeal to you, what's interesting about it. So that's important.
Understood. And what are the study techniques or strategies which you kind of used to sail through, and how Ednovate was part of that?
I used to watch revision lectures of Ednovate. That really helped out for a lot of subjects. And I planned my studies, and then I used to study every day consistently for a couple of hours. And that's pretty much it. There was no magic trick that worked for me. And I think that's studying consistently is way more important than some magic trick.
Got it. So it's more about consistency and hard work, which plays a very pivotal role in you scoring a rank.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me how many hours you used to study?
In the study leave, which was for the last 3 months up to the exam, I used to study for at least 5 to 6 hours every day. And but I studied consistently and with a lot of concentration. Like I used to put my phone away whenever I used to study. So yeah, that's how
So
I did it.
You said at least 5 to 6 hours. So
Yeah.
maximum it goes to how much?
Maximum it would be around 8 to 10 hours.
8 to 10 hours of
Yeah.
consistent studying.
Of
with
consistent
full
every day.
concentration
Yeah.
and focus in when you are studying, right?
Yeah.
And of course, 1 hour can be here and there.
Yeah.
It happens, right? What are the, do you used to study one subject a day? What are the tricks which you kind of, or strategies, I would say? Because each individual has different strategies, and this question will help other students also to understand their unique style of studying, because there are few who studies just one, the few studies 3 subjects, the few studies just 2 subjects. So, what was your secret sauce of studying and ensuring that you get a rank?
I studied for one subject at a time, and I was really focused in that. So I did try to do 2 subjects every day, but it didn't really work for me because I was just too focused on one particular subject and getting it done. So that worked for me. I can't even imagine doing 3 subjects every day. That would just be a lot.
Got it. So I think I had taken podcast of other students also, those have scored rank, and I thought it is more like a thing which is more related to girls, because I am a rank holder. I used to study one subject at a time. Pranjal told me one subject at a time. Prachi told me one subject at a time. And then I thought maybe it's more related to the girl psychology, that you want to concentrate on one and then close it. But I realized that maybe for a ranker secret sauces, just concentrate on one thing at a time.
Yeah, that may be true.
Because as you also say that now, I don't think it's a girls thing, which I was just kind of thinking girls getting rank. I was particular way of studying, but I think when it comes to you, I think it's more like how you want to focus on, and you want to focus totally on one subject, close it down, and then kind of move on to the next subject. Got it. What do you think sets Ednovate apart from other educational institutions or platforms which you have encountered or have known, or maybe your peers have spoken about? 1 or 2 things which you think sets them apart.
There's a lot of things that set Ednovate apart from all the other educational institutions. One of them is writing practice. It was really emphasized from day one, and I think it really helps in time management during exams and so on. Another one is exhaustive study material. Everyone is able to do it, and it completes, and it has all the coverage. And another thing is the experience of the faculties. They are so well experienced, and they are ready to solve doubts at every stage, and they support and guide us throughout the year. So I think that's what really sets it apart from others.
Thank you so much. Again, I feel very proud to being part of this organization. Could you also throw some light with respect to the anxiety? Do you have that anxieties during exam, or palpitations, or that fear which comes in, or were you very confident because you were well prepared and you thought ki chalo dekh lete hain, kar lete hain?
I was confident even when I was walking into the exam hall. My friends they were panicking a lot, but I used to tell them just calm down, because when you are calm, you are able to give your best. I read that in Sir APJ Abdul Kalam's autobiography, that when the mind is without fear, you are able to give your best. So
Wings of Fire.
yeah,
And I love that book.
yeah. So that's what I followed.
Nice. So, Vatsal, thank you so much. And this has been a great inputs which you have given to future CA aspirants. Now, a quick rapid fire round with
Okay.
you. You're not going to get any hamper with that. But of course, maybe we can go out for a cup of coffee post that. Physics or astronomy?
Physics.
Documentaries or Bollywood movies?
Documentaries.
Mummy, papa, sibling, or grandparents?
Parents.
First person whom you shared your rank with?
Mom.
And were you also in OTIT when you ran? Or your
No,
result came out?
I had that in afternoon, so yeah, I was
You
at
have
home.
the privilege of being
Yeah.
with your parents.
Which is great.
One person who has motivated you to pursue CA as your career.
One person that has motivated me to pursue CA as a career, that would be. I don't have one particular name for that.
No issues. You're not doing so well, huh? One teacher who you got inspired the most.
One teacher who inspired me the most, that would be Dhaval sir.
And one person you admire the most in Ednovate, be it from any team, not specifically teacher, but can also be teacher.
I admire Sagar sir a lot. He's very conscious about time. He's
Yes.
always on time.
Function on time, yes,
And
yes.
I really like that.
Time is money.
That's important.
And when you come on time, you also tell other people that you're respecting their time
Yeah.
as well. Your idol or whom you look up to?
I look up to a lot of people. I look up to Shah Rukh Khan. Then
The Bollywood movies is so ingrained in us that it just
Yeah.
can't go away.
Yeah. I look up to Shah Rukh Khan, then Jawaharlal Nehru, then a lot of great people.
Got it. One tip for CA aspirant.
One tip: consistency is the key to everything.
Okay. And one phrase or idiom or a quote which you always have in your mind which motivated you every time whenever you're down.
Oh, I can't say that here.
Why?
Okay, I'll say it. I used to say it to myself, I am the best, and it works. It really gives
It's
me
believing in yourself.
yeah, believing in yourself.
And also kind of if there's nobody there to pat your back, you yourself pat your back and say well done and kind of move on.
Right.
Got it. So great. It's great hearing you, Vatsal, and I'm very proud of you, and I'm sure you'll do great. Your new journey will start in some time when you just be going to the corporate world with your first as an articled, and I'm sure you'll do great in your final exams as well. All the best. Wishing you
Thank you
luck,
so
and
much.
thank you for being part of this podcast. Thanks.
Thank you so much.